I think I guess we can just act like we're live.
Oh, we made it.
Erin is here live. I'm so excited. I need like 3 screens to make all this technology work, and I don't have that.
So, totally. Yeah,
um,
I know. I'm the worst. I'm like, I'll try to get on this. So I'm so glad we're together, and yeah, we made it happen.
I know. I'm really glad we made this happen too. I think I think that the live on Facebook is running slower than what is happening in real life. So that's like what is confusing me right now because I'm seeing like a delay.
Yes, there is a delay for sure.
Um, Anywho, okay. I have Erin here live and in person, and I'm so excited. She is an energy healer from Austin, Texas. She is the founder and CEO of Source Energy Wellness. And she is going to be on my webinar that is happening this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And that's what, noon Central, right, Erin?
1 Central.
1 Central.
1 Central.
Time. What is it?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm the same with all
I know.
the
And so basically, she's going to be there to. I'm going to go through the webinar and talk about a whole bunch of stuff and how wellness practitioners should set up their website, how to make money on their website, passive income, all kinds of good, juicy content. And then she's going to be there to really help us see or help us clear out what might be blocking us from really achieving that amazing, beautiful, wonderful money-making website. So she'll kind of take the collective whole and our feelings and our blocks and just kind of clear away that negative BS that we don't need in our lives. Did I say that okay, Erin?
Definitely, Kristina. And I love this. The timing is so potent right now because a lot of people are really, I feel like, I don't know if this is true for you, but I feel like COVID for myself and a lot of clients has been a very much like a slowed down and a looking at everything and kind of a putting things under a microscope to see like, am I, we slowed down, we figure out like, am I really even happy doing what I'm doing? And so a lot of people, I think right now are thinking, am I really living out my purpose? Am I doing work that's fulfilling for me? Am I, we're rethinking a lot of these things because things are evolving and ever changing now. So many people, it's caused them to question, what am I even doing here? Like, am I serving a purpose? Am I really living my passion? Am I happy throughout the day? Am I doing things that I love to do? And so I feel like in that case, even though we've seen a lot of, tragedy and a lot of things that come along with it, that is like the silver lining and one of the things that's beneficial and that we can really, just kind of put everything under a microscope and see. So many people right now are thinking, I want to start something new, or I want to try this thing, this dream that I've always had that's kind of been in the back of my mind that I've just put off because of all of these other, circumstances. And so what I love about what Kristina does is she helps kind of like simplify everything. And she and I have been working together for a while now. And I love it because I get very, very overwhelmed. And as a healer, there's a lot of programming, a lot of stuff that comes along with it, where it's like, oh, we're supposed to just help a bunch of people for free, or, it's that kind of, it's better to give than receive and all that programming that comes along. And so what challenges we face around that is like, well, how do we make money and survive and do the things that we want to do and expand our reach to really reach all the people that we want to? And that's one of the things that I think Kristina has really been helpful with me, of just like simplifying it and taking me out of the overwhelm and just helping me be like, okay, what do we have here to begin with, and what can we do to really speak to people? And that has been a big challenge for me, to really tell my story, to explain what I'm doing. And so this is part of what we want to talk about on the webinar, is just like, okay, when we have all these great ideas, and especially if you're a creative person, like, where do you go, and how do we get the message across, and what do we even start with, and everything. And I know for me, I didn't really think about all these like algorithms and ways to reach people. I was just like, if I keep doing good, I'll reach people, but it wasn't enough for me. So can you speak to that a little bit about, like, I think when we're heart centered and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to love everybody. And like, all the people that I need will find me. And like, everybody that needs help will find me. But it's really not enough. Like, it's not enough in these days. So can you speak to that a little bit about like how you work with people on that, and kind of how to get around that?
Yeah, it's real important to, let me just go back real fast and do an intro, because I don't know if I hit live right away. But
Special yes here.
yeah, so my name is Kristina Curry. I am the founder and CEO of Sprout Creative, and we work with passionate business owners who are busy running their business. They're overwhelmed by marketing, and maybe their growth has plateaued, to really turn their marketing into a manageable, automated marketing machine. And I'm joined here this evening with Erin Rose. She is the founder and CEO of Source Energy Wellness. She is based in Austin, Texas, which I don't want to be there right now because it's like 100 something, but I do miss it. I used to live there. But surprisingly, we didn't know each other when I lived there.
I know.
So she's going to join me on my Wednesday webinar. It's 11 o'clock Pacific time, and I'll pop in the link to register. It's free and anyone can join. It is 4 steps all wellness entrepreneurs need to make a money-making website. And I think you touched on something there, Erin, where you talk about heart-centered, and that you guys just, all heart-centered business, wellness entrepreneurs, wellness practitioners, you guys are givers. You just give, and you give because you think your talents and what you've got is, maybe you shouldn't pay for that. Maybe you should just give that away for free. Because it comes so naturally to you as well. But that's gonna create drain and low energy and kind of resentment. And you guys deserve to make money just as much as a freaking accountant and financial advisor and a, I don't know, a t-shirt shop owner. Like, what you're doing is a service that you're providing to people, and you should be able to make money off of it. So a website is so important to have. It is, I think the statistic that I read for 2 years ago was 89% of the people find businesses online. That's got to be 100% at this point. And
Right.
I know. But there's more to it than just building a website and hoping people come. It's like you open up a shop, a brick and mortar, you put out your sign, this is my store, here's a little like sidewalk sign, we're now open, and you sit there and you wait for people to show up. It's just not gonna happen. And the way I work with my clients and the way I talk to people on how to bring traffic to their website is finding your ideal client. That is the number one thing. The foundation is knowing who your ideal client is, so you know how to reach them. Because some ideal clients are hanging out on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and you should probably be on all 3 of those. Others are like, I just kind of peruse YouTube and sometimes on Instagram. So then you know what platforms your ideal clients on that you should be on, and ones that you don't even need to worry about because they're not even hanging out on there, and so why even bother? It's also important knowing your ideal client and actually interviewing someone. I have a whole worksheet that I give my clients where I make them go and interview their ideal client, because through a real live person that you're talking to, you're going to be able to understand where they're coming from and what they want to hear. And one of the things is how they want to hear from you. So for instance, maybe you, Erin, as an energy healer, meditator, and you've got some crystal knowledge. So that might be something your ideal client wants to hear from. So once a month, you give them a meditation, a journal prompt, and maybe your favorite crystal that you've discovered, and what its properties are, and how it's healing and things like that. So other practitioners, like a yoga instructor, maybe they want a weekly 10-minute, yoga video. And so it's understanding your ideal client and what they want to hear from you. Because Erin, if you're starting to send them, random, I cooked this beef burger yesterday and here's how I cooked it and it was so good and here's the recipe. Your ideal client really isn't going to care about that. That's great for you, Erin.
And to your point, I mean, this is what contributes to the overwhelm as a business owner, because, many of the things we see out there are, you're supposed to be posting constantly on all these sites, and then it just becomes a hodgepodge of just, you're trying to take action, but there's not really a plan around it. And that's what I like about what you do, is like, there's more of a plan around it. And this is where we get stirred up, where I feel like I wasted a lot of time as a business owner of just doing random shit that I was like, that was not really benefiting me or my business. But it was because people told me that was what you're supposed to do. And I think, as a healer or a yoga instructor or an Ayurvedic medicine practitioner, whatever field that you're coming from, we need to learn who we're speaking to and what really resonates with them. And maybe it's not social media. I mean, maybe you don't really even have to deal with that too much if that's a different area. Or for me, I just don't want to. Like, I just don't want to spend a whole lot of time posting on social media. And so, with your website, this is a way that you can reach other people. So you can really kind of hone in on what your specialty is, where your potency is, and how you can speak to people and find your specific way that you do that. And so I think that that's what's been so helpful with you identifying that for me and helping me kind of hone in on that. So that's what I wanted to kind of get across with everybody, because it's super overwhelming and there's so much noise that we hear out there. And so it's important to just figure out, what's our purpose here? What are we really trying to get across? And what is my potency? How am I helping people? And how can I just get that message across so I can serve the largest amount of people in the best possible way? And I think that that's what we all want, So yeah, thank you for helping me with that. And yeah, and so how else do you think, what are some other things that they'll learn on the webinar that might be able to kind of hone that in a little bit more?
I think for wellness practitioners, heart-centered entrepreneurs, it can be hard asking for money for what you do. That can be a hard conversation. It can be uncomfortable. And there's no way in getting around it. You need to be asking for money for what you're doing, because it's of value and people will pay for that. But one nice thing is I'm going to show 2 ideas on how to set up some passive income on your website. So then your website's starting to work for you and you aren't working for your website. Because then once you get that passive income set up, you can start getting some reoccurring payments. And then there's this revenue stream that just sort of trickles in, which is really nice and helpful. And it allows you to be a little creative. And I know a lot of wellness practitioners are also creatives. And so it opens up you to be creative and create content and then move on to create more, but still able to capitalize on that content that you just made. Because a lot of times, like yoga instructors, Pilates instructors, even dance instructors like you are, Erin, you'll create this really amazing class, do it once, and then it's behind you, and that's it. You just earn money on that one little thing that you made. What if you can capture that and start building a library out where you're sharing a mixture of free content and paid content, and now people are able to show you how much they care, buy that class. And so I'm going to dive in a little deeper into that and what that looks like, and some real life examples of people that are what they're doing and how to kind of move in that direction with your business.
Absolutely love that. And I think it's going to give a lot of people great ideas, because it could be something really inexpensive, or it could be a larger ticket item, but the whole goal is to leverage your time. You know, we can only trade so much time for money, but imagine being able to make money in your sleep. I mean, that's really the goal of like the American dream is like, okay, we create something once and then we sell it. And then that way, if somebody's, on my website at 2 a.m. because they've got anxiety, they can jump on and buy this meditation or something like that that's going to help them right there. And then it's a contribution to your life as well. And that's the thing is like, I think we're not leveraging ourselves as much as we could be. And it's that kind of, again, it goes back into the programming, which is what I help clear, that many of us have these like a little box that we're in where we just think that we're able to produce this amount of stuff, or we're only able to get to this level. But we have all these things that we've learned from usually age 0 to age 6, that it's just like, I'm not good enough, or I'm too stupid, or whatever, I don't have this, or I grew up with this, or this happened to me, or any programming that comes along with childhood. It's like it runs in that subconscious. So those are things that we have to release to allow something bigger to be birthed, and allow us to really get the contribution that we all deserve, because I feel like that everybody here is a gift. We all have these unique capabilities and these great amazing things that we're here to offer. And we get stuck in that, like, oh, this isn't going to be good enough, or somebody else is already doing that, or whatever. But everybody who's listening to this, you have this unique capability. There's something very special about just you. Because we all have all these different experiences, which create this whole person. So just like I have a story and you have a story, we're all coming from that unique perspective, and it resonates with so many people worldwide, that we have this unique gift. So the better that we can get about being good marketers and being able to win the system with the algorithms and the marketing, it's like then we can actually reach the people who want to find us, and who will benefit from our gifts. And I think that that's really what we're trying to do here, is like get our gifts out, like circulate our magic, percolate, like, let's just like swirl it all up and get it out to the people. And, that's been my biggest challenge, because my business has been probably about 95% word of mouth. And I literally, some people find me on my website, but as far as SEO, like it's non-existent. And so, the goal is to be able to broaden that reach a little bit and to expand. But yeah, everybody has those unique gifts and talents.
Yeah, I think that is why I start off with the ideal avatar, because when you understand who you're talking to, you can talk to them directly, and that's when action happens from that person. If it's too broad, it doesn't speak to them, it doesn't speak to their heart, and then they're not gonna turn into a client. So, and I'm sure you've experienced this when something just hits you and you're like, oh, I need to work with this person. I need to buy this. I need to hire this person. I need to participate in this webinar, or this event, or whatever it might be. You just know. And that's why talking to that one ideal client speaks to a very, broader perspective, but in a very specific way. That makes sense.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I don't want to give everything away, so you guys
I
need
know.
to
Wednesday.
yes, join me and Erin. It's gonna be really wonderful. I'll post the link somewhere. I'll figure it out. Oh, technology.